Boom! Welcome to the Fantasy Blitz on the United Hour. I am President Chad. Here we go. Yes. So we are here to talk about fantasy football heading into game week 4. Well, we can't talk about transfers and stuff heading into game week 4. We had a without revisiting game week 3. Game week 3 was a horrible game week for me. I headed into the game week taking a -4. I mean, two transfers and they did not pay off at all. I brought in James, who got a big fat 1 for me, and then the other person I brought in was De Silva, who also got a big fat 1. So I'm -4 heading into this week. Got a grand total of 45 points, which -4 means I got like 41. So it was just red arrows after red arrows. And what really add insult to injury and caused me a lot of hurt was that I had Andreas Pereira with a big fat 8 points on the bench and Trippier with a big fat 6 points on the bench. That would have made a monumental difference to my team. I'm sure all those arrows would have been green if I had that 14 points in the game and not on my bench. I know a lot of us struggled this week. Cancelo getting 0, Alexander Arnold getting 0. I went with Jesus captain. I am a Manchester United supporter. Full disclosure, so I just could not stand the thought of captaining Salah at going head to head against Manchester United. Fortunately, Manchester United won that game, but Salah scored and he got a big fat 8. So the person that I did captain, Jesus, got 8 points in total because he got 4. So that just goes to show, you should not mix your personal preference with your fantasy team. So after the disaster that was week 3 for my team, I decided that I wanted to make some changes heading into week 4. And initially, I just wanted to make 2 changes, but that would mean minusing another 4 points. And the more I slept on it, I couldn't come to terms with minusing another 4 points heading into another game week. So I went and I played my wild card and I ended up making 4 changes to my team. But more importantly, I'm not going to be taking a points hit. So you are going to get, a wild card team in this show because I'm going to let you know what I did, my wild card template that I'm using. And, for those people who are considering their wild card, you'll have some options to think about. We did a show earlier this week and we spoke about people to bring in, and we spoke about the likes of Rodrigo with Leeds having some good fixtures. We spoke about Pascal Gross with Brighton having some good fixtures as well. Very nice fixture list for Brighton. And I took my own advice and we made those changes. So out from my team, I know this is going to be a controversial decision, but I am getting rid of Alexander Arnold. Alexander Arnold has failed to perform. Liverpool's defense has looked very suspect. And even though the next game against Bournemouth if there's any game Liverpool could keep a clean sheet in, it is that game. I wanted to move my team in a different direction. Instead of a front 2 with Jesus and Haaland, I wanted to make it into a front 3. So I needed extra money. So Alexander Arnold out. Also wanted to upgrade Nico Williams. Nico Williams is still an excellent choice if as a bench defender, but I wanted the option to play 5 at the back. If or at least have a bench rotation option, somebody that I think when they play, they're going to give me points. So Nico Williams is out. The guy that I brought in that I -4 points to bring in, De Silva, he's out as well. And Gundogan, who has been a faithful servant, the 2 weeks that I had him in, he gave me points, but he's out as well to facilitate some changes into my midfield. So my wild card is active. And now let me show you the team that I'm heading into game week 4 with. And here we are, my brand new team for game week 4. Wildcard is still active, of course, until the game week starts. In goal, we have Ramsdale. Arsenal continues to perform well and playing against Fulham. I think Ramsdale could give me some points this week. We are holding faith with the likes of Cancelo and Trippier and James. But the new man that is in for Nico Williams is Perisic. We are bringing in Perisic, and the person who is in for Alexander Arnold is on my bench, actually, who is Henry. As I said, we needed to get some money to do some upgrades elsewhere. In the midfield, we have Salah, Martinelli. Goes without saying, those are holdovers. Those guys have been performing. And we have brought in Rodrigo. Why? Because Rodrigo is one of the hot men in the game right now, and sometimes you gotta play the man that's in form. And also we brought in Tony. So those are my subs that I made this week playing my wild card. Brought in Perisic, brought in Henry from Brentford, mainly because Brentford has a lot of really good fixtures, and Henry does from time to time get attacking returns. But more importantly, Everton's form is really poor. So with Henry and Tony on the inside, I'm expecting Brentford to score some goals, and it is very likely that Brentford may also keep a clean sheet. So who knows? I might just move from a back four to a back five and play Henry this week. I'm not 100% sure about that decision as yet. That will be a last minute change if we decide to go that way. So we brought inside also Rodrigo and Tony and Pascal Gross, because again, you got to play the hot men. Tony is hot right now. Pascal Gross is hot right now. And the fixtures for these teams, Brentford fixtures are really good. Brighton's fixtures are really good. It makes sense to have these kind of players on your fantasy team. So, guys, let me know in the comment what you think about my team. Do you think that I played that went too early with my wild card, or have you played your wild card already, or are you playing your wild card this week? Feel free in the comments to share your team. Let me know what's going on with your team. Let me give you my opinion on it, and any questions that you may have for the Fantasy Blitz. Let me know what's going on with your team. We are supposed to have some other guests on today to share their teams, but as time just didn't allow for us to be able to connect at the same time. But next week we should have on the inside men like Raul, men like Adelaide, sharing their teams and their team's progress with us. Let's hope that people are having a better time of it than myself. But this week, guys, I'm feeling that 70 points. I'm feeling it. It's in my bones. It's tingling. I think we're going to get 70 points this week. As far as captains go, you realize that I captain Jesus. Now you might say, why? You messed up. You didn't captain Salah last week. Why you're going to mess up again and not captain Salah this week? Yes, Bournemouth is a poor team. Yes, I think Liverpool is going to win that game. Yes, I think Salah is going to get points. But Arsenal continue to perform at a very high level. And Jesus so far has not blanked 2 games in a row. When he fails to score in one game week, he capitalizes and he scores. He makes a massive haul in the next game week. Last weekend, he only had an assist. He had 2 goals struck off the offsides. So this week, I think he's all about making up for last week. So I'm expecting Jesus not just to get a goal, which I also expect Salah to get, but I expect Jesus to get like about 2 or 3 goals this week and chip in with some assists. So I'm hoping that his big haul after every kind of sluggish week continues. And it is a bit of a risk. It is a bit of a risk, but I need to do something to position myself back on top. So that's what it is. So let me know what's going on with your team, folks. And let me know what you think about my team and my wildcard team. This is President Chad on the Fantasy Blitz. Good luck for game week 4. We're out.
Support the United Hour. Click that like button and subscribe.